What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of You Ain't Got a Lot podcast. Sorry, we're a little behind, had some technical difficulties, but regardless of which, we're here. We went a little early. We normally go on live around 5, but since it's the weekend, we figured let's have it early in the afternoon and let everyone enjoy their evenings. But before we get into these juicy topics, we got some good ones, I think. I always say we got some good ones, but I like these in particular, especially with the offseason heating up. And then we're getting close to NBA playoffs as well in like a month or so. It's not even a month, maybe 2 or 3 weeks. We're getting ready for that to gear up. But Money, how are you doing today?
Man, I'm great. What about you, man?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. So for what we have for you guys, we're going to talk about the rising unemployment rate in America. It's getting kind of crazy to the point that me want to address it and talk about some things and give you guys some numbers of what's going on. And, show a little light in the tunnel. At least that's what I plan on. I'll have a little light at the end tunnel. And then we're going to hop into the NFL offseason. That's me and Money's favorite sport. So we got to talk about some of these juicy moves that's happened recently. And we're going to finish it off with a nice little bow with some NBA buzz on what's currently going on in the NBA and headlines that sparked our interest. So without further ado, Money Man. Hold on. Before we even get started, you did it perfectly. If you're new here, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you're new, please subscribe. We talk about sports. We talk about life things. If you want to hear us debate a topic, drop it in the comment section. One of the arguments, the better player between Tiger Woods and, Rory. We can have that conversation. Whatever you want to do, leave a comment, subscribe, share, like. It means a lot to us, and we really appreciate it. So, Money, you want to kick it off or you want me to go?
Well, I'm gonna also say this for everybody. We might have some interesting guests next few weeks if we can.
Yes.
Change up a little thing.
We're mulling offers, as they say. You remember on the old 2Ks when you start the franchise and you offer the coach a job and he don't take it right then he says he's mulling his offers? That's what we're doing. We're mulling offers right now.
Yes. Yes, we are. And we would like Jay said, any topics that y'all want us to talk about, let us know. We're willing to go into those hard topics and everything.
Yes.
Because that's how it has to be in life.
So, all right. Our first topic. You ready?
Hold on. I'll play the. Don't give me a second. Let's go. This is first. All right. Let's go.
All right. So, during the pandemic and the tech boom, many companies hired aggressively, expecting endless growth, but sadly, that growth started low. Now they're trimming their rosters, so tech companies expanded rapidly during 2020 and 2022. It's demanded that they are left oversized payrolls. Some firms are cutting thousands of workers to reset costs and profitability. Examples of recent layoffs: Amazon. I hear all the time people say, Amazon have fired this many people. Amazon fired this many people. Even, your mom was talking about Amazon's layoffs. So yep. Amazon's obviously one of the top people in this, sadly. Thousands of corporate jobs have been cut. Morgan Stanley, 2,500 jobs are cut. Block, 4,000 jobs have been cut. And Oracle's planning on thousands of cuts as well. Another thing that's really been influential on the reason why the layoffs are happening is the boom of AI and automation. They're reshaping jobs. AI is a huge factor, but it's often misunderstood. Companies are reorganizing around AI, which is not necessarily means everyone's being replaced by robots yet, because some people have truly fears of being replaced by robots. But some layoffs are happening because companies are working with AI skills instead. Others are simply restructuring to invest AI infrastructure. AI was cited in about 8 to 10% of layoffs announcement in early 2026. Ironically, analysts say that many companies blame AI publicly for even the real reason it cost cuttings are slowing revenue. Number 3, tech is getting hit the hardest. The tech industry experiencing one of the worst employment downturns in decades. Some economists say job loss in tech are approaching levels seen during the 2008 financial crisis and the early 2000 dot-com crash. This has made it tough for recent computer science graduates and mid-career tech workers to find jobs. Number 4, companies are restructuring entire industries. Layoffs are happening across sections, not just tech. UPS announced they're about to lay off 48,000 people as part of a cost-saving strategy. Retail companies and consumer brands are cutting jobs due to slower speeding. Manufacturing and logistic companies are automating operations. Number 5, economic uncertainty. Companies are nervous about several things: inflation and high borrowing costs, trade policies and tariffs, slowing global demands, and political uncertainty. Because of this, many companies are freezing hiring and preparing to lay people off. So even with the layoffs, the U.S. employment overlay is still relatively low. Some industries are still hiring aggressively, and we'll get into that a little later. So what do you think about all that, Money?
Okay, I'll say to bring up the numbers with Amazon. Amazon technically has basically let go 30,000 people, 16K in January and 14K in October. And then you say UPS is 48K. Like they've laid off 78,000 people by themselves. That's a crazy number. And I'm gonna bring up some things that a lot of people didn't think about with layoffs. You know, a lot of these layoffs probably happened due to DEI. Due to DEI hirings, no longer, companies no longer getting paid for that. A lot of those hiring, a lot of those employees were let go. I'll say that's something that, a lot of people aren't talking about.
And that's the sad thing, because if you compare it to how we were booming, all these people's like, oh, all these are hiring. And, I've always been one to say that there's somewhere hiring. Is just, do you really want that job? Now, not so much. And then my favorite thing about employment, and we always joke about this, is a job will say, hey, we need a so-and-so. And it's like, okay, cool. But you need 20 years of experience and 14 years of this and that. It's like, bro, anyone with 14 years of experience is probably about to retire. How many with Amazon UPS were temp hired all these? Oh, it didn't give me that number exactly, Jay. But I mean, that's a good point. But I don't think it's to the point to where it's half. I think if it was to get maybe 3%, which is a decent amount, but that's the normal amount whenever these companies do temp services for the seasons. So that's just a normal number and effect of it. But to the fact that people are being let off during, it's wild.
Yeah, I agree. I'll say it's just here's something, right? I'm gonna bring up some numbers that you hadn't brought up. Unemployment rose to 4.4% in the month of February, which is, they say, about 7.6 million people are unemployed. And they say the unexpected rise in unemployment rate suggests a slowdown in hiring and defying earlier forecasts of continued slower growth, which means that, like how you said, everyone's nervous about these different things. I think there's an AI bubble that's coming. I'm gonna just be honest with it. There's always a bubble with everything, right? And I think that's the big thing, is an AI bubble, because a lot of companies have put a lot of money into AI. And now, and a lot of them who have put money into AI, they don't have the type of money that these big companies have. So you put all this money into AI, but it's not going to work like the big companies like Amazon and everything. Is my big thing with it also. Oh, another way, Jay, another way that a company can technically let you go, right? Companies have figured out ways to let people go by doing a thing called offshoring, right? They'll offshore you to another company. And they do that because guess what? If you're offshore to another company and the other company lets you go, they ain't got to pay severance.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, a lot of companies, don't pay people severance, or they'll do like I heard one company, what they did is your severance is based on how long you've been in the company. So if you just started with that company, you're SOL. And so if you've been there, 5-7 years, I think they did the way it math. If I remember, they told me, they said they gave people, the severance was half of their yearly salary for the number of years that they've been there. So if you've been there 7 years, you get 3.5 years worth of salary. That's your severance. But even with that being said, you know what I'm saying? If there's no money coming in, but money's constantly coming out, you're going to burn through that pretty quickly. And since everyone's laying off, it's hard to find a job to even start. All right, let me recruit it. Now, if you're fortunate where you'll be laid off and then, a month later you're working again, or 2 months later you're working again, then yeah, you bounce back pretty strong. But some people, where I know people who's been unemployed for a year and a half, and by choice.
Mm. But like you were saying, they got 3 years of pay. That's generous. Most companies give you 3 months and say good luck. So 3 years, those are the fortunate people with what we'll say a great company.
Company that long though.
Yeah, but I'm saying you're with a great company. 3.5 years worth.
Half. Oh yeah, about 3.5 years. I mean, that's a decent chunk, but
yeah.
Do they tax severance? I've never received a severance package, so
I have no idea. That's a question that we would have to check out. But if they don't, you good to go, man. 3.5
that's
years
a nice
worth
little
of
chunk of
stuff.
change.
Yeah. So I'm like, I'll say it depends on the company, but most companies, they like you were saying, they would give you based off of months or how long you've been at the company. Sure, you're gonna probably at best get 2 months, and they say, "Good luck, man. Hey, don't let the dough hit you."
Yeah.
And it takes what? It might take 5 to 6 months at best to find another job, unless you decide to go to jobs that a lot of people aren't willing to work.
So on the positive side, though, some positive stuff. So that's what I was like in the process of doing earlier. So 2 key things to understand about the U.S. job market right now is hiring is concentrated in specific industries, not evenly across everything. And the safest jobs share one trait. They require skills that are hand automated and can't be outsourced. So let's break that down. The industries that are hiring the most currently: healthcare and social assistance. This is the undisputed hiring machine in the U.S. economy. Nearly 95% of job growth at the start of 2026 came from healthcare and social assistance. Healthcare employment has grown over 11%, while the broader job market grew around 4%. Aging population and chronic disease treatment means demand keeps rising. High demand jobs such as nurses, medical assistants, physical therapists, mental health counselors, and home health aid is why it's stable. People get sick, good economy, and bad ones. And another thing that's been safe jobs, skills trades that are quietly one of the most secure paths more recently in the U.S. are trade schools. The U.S. construction industry needs about 350,000 additional workers in 2026 just to meet the demand. So high demand jobs such as electricians, plumbers, HVAC techs, welders, construction managers are all available, So those are the positions that, are in high demand, and it's stable because it's hard to automate that with AI. It's hard to outsource that because they want that experience and people who can do it. And the infrastructure and the housing demand keeps growing. Where I stay now, they just built a brand new apartment complex walking distance, and they also built a brand new townhouse. Like, I don't want to say like plaza, but it's like a plaza. It's like these 2 townhouses in walking distance, and they're building another apartment block down the road. So they're still building. They're still trying to grow these places.
Yeah, and also construction, because like you said, all these buildings, they're doing different road projects and everything. Those are the businesses that are growing. The ones who are employing people.
Another one is logistic and supply chain. Everything you order online has to move through warehouse supports, trucks, and rails. Companies still need workers, from warehouse operations to logistic coordination, trucking, supplying analysts. Reports show logistic essential services remain strong hiring sections despite the layoffs elsewhere.
I'll say due to all this, it might lead to people finding side hustles. And I'll say we probably could talk about that after you're done.
Which is why we got into content creating.
Yeah, that's true.
And the most ironic one of the bunch is AI tech infrastructure jobs. Even though tech companies are laying people off, the jobs they're keeping, adding, and specialized ones. So now you need someone to be an AI engineer to tweak the bugs from it, machine learning engineers, cybersecurity specialists, because these hackers are getting better by the day, and data engineers. The Bureau of Labor Statistics projects software development jobs to grow nearly 18% this decade, much faster than average. Think of it like an NBA fewer roster spots, but elite talent still gets paid. Another one is human-centered services, jobs such as education, counseling, and management. Those are still, pretty prominent. Experts say roles requiring empathy and interpersonal skills are among the lowest risk of automation because it's hard because the AI can't show emotion. So it definitely, you would need that and that expertise. So basically it comes down to jobs usually share one trait. Like I said, the ones that are safe from layoff, and that's require physical work in the real world, requires human judgment, requires emotional intelligence, and requires creativity.
Yes, all of that. I'll say also a thing that I'm gonna talk about is a lot of people are starting to do side hustles, which goes from reselling, which could include plenty of things. You could buy something on Amazon and sell it at a cheaper price, or people have found things at different stores and sell it at a different price and make money off of that. One of the other things, hey, if you work at different companies, aka Disney or Universal, you probably can get some rare things and sell it online that other people don't have access to. Think about it.
Yeah, that's true. But that's definitely a thing, though. Like people are trying to find, because people are finding alternative ways to make cash legally. So
yeah, so I'll say
not
that's
everybody
one
can
thing.
not everybody can be a big time dope boy and move bricks.
Yeah. Another thing is, content creating, but as people seen, it's not as not as easy as a lot of people think. It goes from spending
a
time.
lot goes into it.
Yeah, spending time learning how to do videos, to different things like getting subscribers, and a lot of things that it goes into it.
A good example is our podcast. We started this. Money was like, he had the twinkle in his eye. He's like, oh man, we're gonna do this and we're gonna be this and that in 2 months. And it's like, bro, it's a process. And I knew, because I started my gaming channel way before we even talked about a podcast. So, and seeing how things were going on my gaming channel, I was just like, yo, like, listen, like, pump your brakes. We're gonna get there, but it's gonna take time. And then after doing this we hit a year. So after doing this for a year, he's like, okay, I see what you're saying. And so now we have a shared vision of how we want to move forward with this.
Yes, we're going to do different things for everyone. And I think that could make a huge difference. And, throwing out different things, putting out interesting content. And that's the main thing. And that's why we talked about unemployment rate, because, that's a real hot topic. Everybody's talking about everybody. Like, we didn't break out the percentages due to races and stuff. Like, we just decided to, just break out the regular numbers and let people know, hey, this is the percentages. These are the companies. Oh, I also forgot to put Indeed let go 1,000 people. Even Indeed's letting people go.
That's wild.
Yeah. Yeah. So you
Anything
ready for
else
the next
you want to
one?
add to this topic? Yeah, I think I'm ready for the next one.
All right. Hold on.
So you do NBA, you want to do NFL first?
We do NBA because we know NFL is going to take longer. Hold on. Now we're on to our next topic.
NBA buzz. So the big thing going on in the NBA last night was Jason Tatum returned to play his first game in, I believe it's been 269 days, if my math is correct. So
about 10 months.
Yep. So he came out, and my first thing I know is Jason Tatum won't be himself until around November this year, which is next season. Guys dealt with a serious injury with the Achilles tear, and he had in his game he started, which I personally thought he should have came off the bench, but he started. He had 12 points in 27 minutes, 6 for 16, 3 from 8 from the 6 for 16 from the floor, 3 for 8 3. And he started the game, like I said, and he should have came off the bench in my opinion. But he looked like a guy who hasn't played basketball in a while, and that's okay. Yes. That's what was expected. He looked rusty. My concerns were: is he grimacing? Is he hobbling at all? Does he not trust the leg fully? And I will say I did see him limping a little bit. He played more minutes. I told Money he'll be on the minutes restriction. He played more minutes than I felt he should have played. I think he should have been in the 20 to 25 range, and he ended up playing 27. So I think that was a bit much for a guy's first game back. But besides, I mean, outside of him, like I said, my biggest thing was I did see him limping. I feel like, I may be wrong, I'm not a body language expert. I felt like I saw him grimace once. That's not a good sign for me personally.
He had a double-double, but he looked rusty. He had 15, 12, and 7. 15 points, 12 rebounds, 7 assists. And he shot, what, 6 of 16 or 5 of 16? That's rusty. That's not a great shooting percentage. Like, we expect a good shooting percentage to be at least 50%. Well, unless you're shooting threes, which is what, 44, 40%, somewhere around 40.
There. But even with that being said, though, like, that's what makes Tatum a great player. Like, even like we said, even 60% of Jason Tatum is better than about 40% of the NBA. Yes. So him at his 60%, he comes back and he had a double-double in his first game, damn near triple-double, you said, right? So
yeah.
That means
15, 12, and 7
is still better than some of his teammates. And if Jason Tatum can give you 60 to 70% of himself, they have a strong chance to win the championship this year. Especially with Jaylen Brown playing out of his mind, averaging damn near 30 a game. Him coming back just made them the scariest team in the league.
Jay, you know what seed they are?
They're third, right? Or fourth?
No. They're the number 2 seed in the East.
No. Yeah, see? Because on the back, Jaylen Brown, who's been balling his ass off. He should be the MVP this year.
42 and 21, number 2 seed in the East, without Jason Tatum most of the year.
Incredible. Yeah, because Jaylen Brown is a dog. People talk about him being the inferior player, and he showed it. I've been saying it for years. I think Jaylen Brown is better than Jason Tatum. You look at the big moments, who stepped up in those moments?
Jaylen Brown is Batman. Jason Tatum is Robin. But, you know, the NBA wants Jason Tatum because of his, I'll say his persona. Jaylen Brown.
Because he light skinned, bro. Just say it. He light skinned. They like the pretty boy face.
The persona, bro. Because Jaylen Brown is controversial. That's why they don't like him.
Correct. He's very controversial. He made his own shoe line. They tried to ban his own shoe from being worn in the NBA. They don't like that he's intelligent and outspoken. So, yeah, 100%.
That's the big thing with him. I'm going to just be real. I don't care what people think. I'm a Jaylen Brown fan. I like – Jay told me last year, Jay told me this. He said, I think Jaylen Brown is the best player on the team. And you know what I told him? Because he said, you may think I'm crazy, but I think Jaylen Brown's the best player on the team. I said, I don't think you're crazy. I think the same way. He's like, what do you mean? I was like, bro, he's the best defender on the team. He can get buckets. He can guard the best player and get buckets. I don't see Jason Tatum guarding the best player on the other team and getting buckets.
He has an emphasis on scoring. And so it shows, man. Like everyone says it, they only got to see it. Because I wanted him to leave for years. I wanted him to go get his own team. I wanted him to leave for years. When his second contract came up, I'm like, go to Brooklyn. They're the worst team. They can put pieces around because they got money and dominate in Brooklyn. But he stayed because he's a loyal type of guy. That's who he is. And he put him on the this year.
Yeah. Oh, another question, Jay. Jay asked me this question. He asked me this one, and I had to think about it. But after looking at everything, I have my my answer to his question. Jay asked me, "Are the Spurs a real contender?" And my answer is yes. They're the number 2 seed in the West. Do you want me to break down the standings, or should I do that later?
I mean, go give your take.
Okay, so the reason why is they're only 3 games behind the Thunder, and the Spurs are one of the youngest teams in the NBA. You have
beat the Thunder too.
Yes, you have 2 young players in the guard position. To me, Jay, I would have traded Fox and went and got a better power forward, a small forward, because it's like, look, bro, you got 2 young guards. You got Harbor and then you got Castle, right? And you got Wemby. I would have tried to go get Kuminga, bro. That's what I would have went and got.
He was a guy who can give you a bucket and play defense, yeah. So I say no, not this year. And the
Mm.
reason why I don't think they're actual contender is because you look at the history of the NBA. If you think of every Hall of Famer, excluding the bodies of two, every Hall of Famer who was the best player on their team in their first playoff appearance, not go far. LeBron with the Cavs did not go far. Jordan, we all know he got his teeth kicked in his first couple of years in the playoff. He didn't get past the first round until year 7. We can go going down the list. Magic Johnson, he won because he had Kareem, another superstar.
So who was
The
the
only
outliers?
huh?
Who were the outliers?
The outliers was Magic, but he had another superstar when they were the primary superstar at that point. Wemby's the primary superstar.
And probably
Bill
Kobe.
Walton.
I thought you were going
No,
to say
Kobe didn't make the playoffs his first year.
Wow.
Bill Walton, he was just Bill Walton with the Blazers. He was different, bro. He's arguably the greatest college player ever, and then he went and won the chip his first year. He dealt with tons of injuries. But yeah, he was, the outlier. You look at these greats, they don't go far in the playoffs their first year. And this will be your first in the playoffs. So based on history, I have to go with no. Now, next year, absolutely. I think they'll be scary because then they get that taste in their mouth of losing the game, and they're very confident in themselves. They have to beat an OKC, the Juggernauts. They beat them, 4 times this year? Or they're 3-1? They have a positive record against them. Either they're 4-0 or 3-1 against them. But you beat them, and then let's say you lose in the first round, the second round to a team. That next season, they're going to be a scary team because now they got that experience and they got that feeling like we don't want to feel that. We're going all the way this year. So yes, I think they're a year away from being a real contender, in my opinion.
My big thing is the biggest elephant in the room. Can Wemby stay healthy? Because if yes, they have a lot of potential. Here's the reason why I say yes is because looking at everything, I think they can beat the Suns, and if they have to play the Lakers or Nuggets, I think they can beat them. But I don't know, I don't know about the Rockets or Wolves if they could beat those teams. But I think they could make it to the third round.
I don't think the Spurs can beat the Nuggets. They'll have Aaron Gordon back by then. Aaron Gordon is a defender. From what we've seen early in Wemby's career, he gets knocked off his square a little bit with physicality like Kevin Durant. So I think they'll put Aaron Gordon, hey, you got 5 fouls, use them. And I think you're going to try to get on the Wemby skin. Obviously, it's a significant difference, but we've seen significant height differences not really matter.
KD.
So all you got to do is get physical. Yeah. So you be physical with him. And that could change. Like I said, he's still young. He's his year 3 for him? So year 8 could be a complete animal. He could be unstoppable by then. But this phase of his career now, that's how you stop Wemby, or at least slow him down. You get physical with him. And I think they have those guys. The Lakers doesn't have anybody who can get physical with him. The Suns don't have anybody that can get physical with them.
I think the Rockets do.
100%.
I think here's my thing, right? With the Rockets, I think they could take away their backcourt. They got one of the best young defenders in the league at point guard. Come on, man. Yeah. So I'm gonna break down the standings, right? The West, the Thunder are number 1, 49-15. We talked about number 2, the Spurs. The Wolves are number 3, 40-23. The Rockets are number 4, 39-23. Nuggets are number 5, 39-25. Lakers number 6, 38-25. The Suns are number 7, 36-27, and the Warriors are number 8 at 32-30. I just went all the top 8. My Miami Heat, bro, are on a 4-game win streak. Their numbers, they moved up to number 7, man. They jumped your doggone Magic. I had to rub it in. Okay. I'm not gonna break down all the records.
We're gonna be in the play-in.
Hey,
no matter how you dress it up, we still be in the play-in.
No, we ain't. We gonna get the 5th or 6th seed, bro. That's what we're gonna get.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna get that.
You know we on tiebreak, right?
Hey, bro, guess what? Ever since that dude Bam came out and called out the team, boy, them boys be out there balling. That boy, hey, they beat on Charlotte Bobcats. Or no, not my bad. The Hornets. And guess what?
Charlotte Bobcats.
And guess what? Guess what? that dude
What?
Tyler, the hero.
Oh, that's what you calling him now, Tyler the Hero? You hate Tyler the Hero.
Tyler the hero.
He misses
bro.
gays, bro. I'm so sick of him.
The Tyler the hero is balling out, bro. Hey, we got our Tyler hero on right now, bro. You better show up tonight, bro.
Oh man, that's funny.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, we like I said, Magic not good for us. I already broke down the numbers of how our defense is taking a nosedive compared to last season, and I mean, it's not going to improve. I think, like I said, I don't want to blame the head coach, but man, it looked like a duck and quack like a duck.
Yeah.
So
The coach. But yeah, Dash, I'll say everybody, a lot of people out there struggling, man. We're going through tough times, but we got to get through it. But I'm gonna say this though: the Pistons are number one, bro. That boy Cade got his chest out.
He's the only one that I feel like that's going to give Jalen push for MVP. I feel like it should be Cade or Jalen. I mean, historically, the best player on the best team wins the championship. But yeah, the best player on the best team, and with the Pistons being one of the top teams in the league, he definitely is in that conversation. Right now, my ballot, if I had a vote, would be Jaylen Brown,
Cade Cunningham.
No, Jaylen Brown, Jokic, because Jokic is about to do something that's never happened in the NBA before, which is lead the league in assists and rebounds. And then I got Cade, and then I got SGA, and then I got Ant.
Dad said he have Ant or Cade for MVP.
I mean, Anthony Edwards is what you said, third money, fourth?
Yeah, third. He's balling out.
Yeah. And what's Boston?
Number 2.
Oh, so that eliminates Ant. So moving along, I don't know why he tried to be disrespectful like that.
Hey,
anyways,
we know you ain't missed a game, bro. But we just saying you play defense like Tyler Hero out there, bro. We just have to let it be known, man. We call you the Tyler Hero on our team, bro. It's okay. Okay, the Celtics are number 2. And Jay, the Celtics got a better record, 42-21 compared to 40-23.
Like I said, Jaylen Brown for president.
The Knicks are number 3. The Cavs are number 4. Weren't the Cavs number 1 last year? They have fallen with James Harden. The
Cavs are an unserious team. How are you the Cleveland Cavaliers? From my understanding, from the people I went to college with from Cleveland, this hard-nosed city, y'all soft. They so soft. And now you go get James Harden, who is another soft player, who's not going to show up in the playoffs. You know how many people I'm hearing saying, oh, man, I got Cleveland going all the way. Because of why? Because of James Harden? James Harden has 30-plus games where he has more turnovers than points scored in his playoff career. And second place to him is a single-digit number. He's not a playoff performer, sadly. He's one of the greatest regular season players of all time, but he turns into a ghost. He looked like me out there playing in the NBA in the playoffs. I can do what he's doing. And I know play professional basketball, but I promise you I can do what James Harden doing. He's not a performer in the playoffs. He's proven that time and time again.
Hey,
this is one sports personality money.
The Cavs go all the way.
Use Jay Varden, huh?
The Cavs go all the way. Donovan Mitchell need to average 50 in the play.
Exactly, bro. Listen, this is one sports personality. He was a James Harden defender for the longest. He was such a James Harden defender until one year James Harden played so bad in the playoffs. He said, quote, I believe James Harden has an undiagnosed concussion. Do you know how many straws you have ran out to come to that conclusion? That you believe that James Harden has an undiagnosed concussion?
Hey, Jay, that reminds me of that Tua when Tua had a bad game and dudes like, man had a concussion. That was the excuse. But okay, so Dad says James Harden has turned the Cavs around after the deadline, but I don't need scorer Harden in the playoffs. Need facilitator Harden.
I'm disappointed
Harden needs to score.
With Dash because he's an actual basketball person. He knows ball, and for him to have that, I'm disappointed. So he's not going to perform, bro. You know that. You've seen the league as long as we've seen the league. You know he's not going to show up. And the fact you're drinking Kool-Aid, I'm disappointed with you, Dash. He's not going to do anything in the playoffs. So, but yeah, they're an unserious team.
And Jared Allen
looking like a top in the first round. Don't be shocked.
Big Jared Allen is garbage. I'm gonna call it what it is. The dude just play good defense.
I like
garbage.
Jared Allen. Don't lie.
The dude garbage, bro.
I like Jared Allen. I think I agree with that. He's solid. But like I said, we're gonna see. We're gonna see if I'm just let me ask you a hypothetical question, Money. So let's say the first day I met you in high school, right? You said, "Hey, my name's Spider Curiosity." We'll see. So let's say I was like, "Hey, my name's Money," and I just slapped you in your face, right? And I'm like, "I don't care what your name is." The next day, you see me, I slap you in your face. I don't care what your name is, and this continues in the summertime for 7 years straight when I see you. So, year 8, you see me in the grocery store and I don't see you. What do you think is going to happen?
I'm going to slap you in the face.
So, it's a pattern, bro. The pattern is there. If it's happened this many times, it's not going to all of a sudden like, oh, he's taking a little lead.
And, hey, Jay, we got to give Dash a pass. We know he lives in Ohio. So we got to give him a pass. You know, he's drinking the Kool-Aid because he live up there. Dash, we're going to give you a pass, man, because you live there, man.
I support the Magics. I still wasn't, when we brought in Desmond Bain, I wasn't like, oh, we finna be this, that, and the third. Bro, we worse with him, bro. Go get Cole Anthony back on the roster, bro. At least we know what we getting with him. Desmond go out there, score 34 in the next game, have 4. Cole Anthony give me 8 to 10 every game. 8 to 10. It's delusion. We gotta be realistic. We gotta be realistic. I have some hope. We gotta be realistic. Like I said, Cole Anthony, he gonna give me 8 to 10 with some defensive play. I don't know what I'm getting for Desmond Bain. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Well, we're gonna talk about
my legs crossed. It's like, what's he gonna do?
We gotta talk about this. The 76ers are 6, the Magic are 7. I mean, the Heat are 7, the Magic are 8. But I don't see the Cavs going that far. I'm gonna just be honest.
No.
And then they're talking about recruiting LeBron. That's how desperate they are, Jay. Jay, they're getting an old.
A 47-year-old man to come save your franchise again. Like, come on, bro.
Hey, Jay, they want old
granddaddy.
Jay, they got the old Avengers, bro. The old Avengers.
What's that movie with them old superheroes, bro? The Expendables. They try to make the Expendables in Cleveland. They got all these old people who used to be, you know what I used to do back in the day. Bro, LeBron is not saving Cleveland. I love LeBron to death, but he's not doing it. LeBron will never take a veteran minimum. Like, people keep trying to throw that, because look, the thing is with LeBron, since we talked about it, he's in a position where you damned if you do, damned if you don't. And it's LeBron James, bro. You not getting the minimum. So, but this is the thing though. If he takes a veteran minimum, so let's think of a contender, an actual contender in the league. What's the first team? Let's say Boston, right? The Thunder. Okay, we use the Thunder for example. If he goes to OKC Thunder and takes the vet minimum, everyone's gonna say, look at him chasing championships. He'll never be Jordan. Jordan never chased a championship. And then if he takes, let's say, Boston gives him a max. Look at him. He's all about the money. He's not even about championships. That's why he'll never be Jordan. No matter what he do, people are gonna look at it negatively. So if people are gonna say something negative, no matter what I do, get your bag. And LeBron's never gonna take a minimum. That's a fact. He's not gonna be the highest paid player, but he's not taking the minimum. Yeah, okay. That's why they be on the bench. You look at how many players. What was it? Andre Iguodala was on the bench coaching. Who's the Miami King, bro? I can't think of his name. Udonis Haslem on the bench coaching. Do we need to keep going? The bald dude. I can't think of his name. Oh man, I see his face. It's gonna bother me.
Chauncey Billups at one point was on the bench.
What's the lights? It's because the old heads. mind is LeBron can never win them. Yeah. It's like, yeah, but people don't talk about LeBron. I mean, Jordan getting swept in the first round, but they want to talk about LeBron.
This is
Karan Butler, that's his name. Jared Dudley on the bench. Karan Butler on the bench. That's what the old heads was doing, bro. So yeah, no, he LeBron's going to be an actual contributor. LeBron's still a top 10, 15 player at age 40, what, 41, 42?
Something like that. Yeah.
He's still a top 15 player.
I'll say top 20 now because he can't stay healthy. That was his one thing that he had throughout his whole career.
He can't stay healthy. James, another one, on the bench coach. Dealt with that back injury in the beginning of the year, the sciatica, but that was the only real injury he dealt with.
Yeah.
He's still averaging 20 and 8, which is a career low for him, by the way.
Yeah, dude's a baller. He said he did.
DeAndre Jordan. Is that what he's doing now? And the bench coach? I was arguing with a dude on this is a tangent, forgive me. I was arguing with a dude on the line maybe a year ago, whatever. And then I was basically trying to give Jokic his flowers or whatever. I'm like, there's no other all-star on this team that he won with in that third. And then it was like, there's one. I was like, there's no all-stars on that team. Let me break it down. I started giving this dude all these numbers. And he was like, DeAndre Jordan was an all-star.
Are you serious? Are you serious?
Blocked him.
You blocked him, Jay?
I blocked him. We'll never speak again. Complete stranger, by the way. We'll never speak again.
Hey, you should have invited him to debate us on the pod. That's what we're going to do. Yeah, Dan said technically he's rich.
I mean, what do you do?
Hey, you know what, Jay? Any of these dudes that you argue with online, you're gonna say, "Hey, this is our podcast. Come on the pod, leave a comment, let us know when you're free, and you can debate us on the podcast, and I'll be the moderator and let y'all debate."
Bro, no, bro, because a lot of them dudes be ignorant. Because it'll be the whole, because Jordan is the greatest. Why is Jordan the greatest? Because he has the best shoes. Like, I'm not going to argue with a dude who's bringing up shoes when we talking about basketball. So I'm not going to get my blood pressure high and be throwing my shit around. No.
Hey, Jay, we're going to let you argue with him. If we're going to make it alive, we're going to say Jay versus trash talking fan. You know, episode 1. And then we're going to do it.
Who's your sleeper in the East?
The 76ers. And the reason why is because Maxey and that dude's a baller. Dude's a baller, bro. Shoot. And
you know what's funny? You know how we talk about our predictions in sports and how we feel about people being drafted? He was the guy I was never high on. I didn't think he was that great in high school. I felt he was overrated by his college performance. In his first year in the league, he wasn't all that good. And I'm just like, why does everyone have so much faith in this kid? He was not that good of a basketball player in his youth, in my opinion. And now he's a legitimate superstar.
Yeah.
He really showed up.
Anything for Joel Embiid, and they good. And Dan say special guest appearance for generic overhead number 30.
But like that was my miss. That was one people, you know how everyone's like, oh, I didn't think he had it in him, and then you missed on him. That was my miss. I can admit that was my miss because I didn't see it in Max.
Oh, and the rookie. Dash admit, I almost forgot about a rookie. He's a baller too. Yeah.
Edgecombe is open. And this is right. And this is okay. This is where my bias is gonna kick in, Dash. So the big reason I believe in Philly so much because deep down in my heart, I believe Paul George is gonna come out and give you 15-4. If he give you 15-4 in the playoffs, you have a chance. Plus Joel Embiid. I'm holding on hope, man. I'm not giving up on my boy P. Man.
Hey, I would never talk about mine.
He was a dog in college, though. I understand that miss.
Hey, Jay, you remember mine? I talked all good about him, but then he let me down, bro.
Oh yeah. What dude with the hazel eyes? I can't think of his name. Oaks. Mikael Fultz. Money was the biggest Mikael Fultz supporter in the world. Bro, you see what I'm telling you? I'm like, Money, he's playing at Washington. Washington's not a good program like that. He's like, they put out all these point guards. I'm like, bro, if you watch his game, Money, he's not that special. What? He's dunking on everybody. And then what happened? Mikael Fultz, he had a decent career because he played about 8 seasons. So he had a decent career, but he just was not that guy.
Drafted #1 overall, bro.
#1 overall. He was not.
He said Dad said he got screwed. No, he wasn't like that.
Philly did do him dirty. He got in an accident, and then something happened with his rehab, and they tried to. It was a lot of. I will kind of agree with you on that. He had a lot of BS going on behind the scenes. Philly.
He was screwed, but Dash, he just let me down.
And hey, he still is expected to perform. But West, just sleeper in the West.
He said he got hurt that injury. Okay, that's possible. My sleeper in the West is the Rockets.
The Rockets.
The Rockets. That dude, KD, it gets to do the one thing he liked to do, score in the Rockets. He ain't got to play no defense. Go out there and get 40.
I mean, bro, if you look at KD, bro, he's a bad teammate, man. I think he really shook that locker room up with his allegations and the whole burner account thing again. So with that potentially being real, we don't know how real it is, but with that potentially being real, I think that shook the teams a lot. So yeah, man, I can't with him.
We got to talk about this, Dash, with the rehab, and then he still he wasn't really doing much. What's your sleeper in the West, Jay?
Man, it's tough to say. I'm not gonna lie, I really do like Ant and the Timberwolves because he's shown he can dominate games. He showed us he can show up in the playoffs. I like him a lot, but I also really like the Lakers. I know the Lakers don't match up well with a lot of teams, and him and Luka aren't a fit. LeBron and Luka aren't a fit, but I like the Lakers because if DeAndre Ayton can swallow his freaking pride and play the big man role of a pick and roll, you can win the championship with that team.
All right, bro. I'm gonna play my DeAndre Ayton role.
Huh?
I'm playing from now on 2K. I'm gonna play my DeAndre Ayton role. I'm gonna run pick and rolls and just drive to the hole the whole game.
You play just like DeAndre Ayton, bro. Give me the ball, bro. Bro, I'm wide open. Give me the ball, bro. That's you. You are DeAndre Ayton. You are correct. You're 18 and 12. So Ayton needs to protect the rim, and then he needs to be Clint Capella. if the Lakers had prime Clint Capella, it's over, bro. It's over.
So y'all need me to be Clint Capella out there, bro? Y'all need me to be
set
Capella
screens
out there,
and catch
bro?
lobs, yeah. Set screens and catch lobs.
All right, bro. I ain't shooting no more. I'm gonna set screens and catch lobs the rest of the game, bro. And then when them teams play zone, I'm like, bro, y'all told me to play like Capella, bro.
Hey, bro, but that's not you, bro. We know you, DeAndre Ayton, bro. Play those strengths. But you got any more NBA news?
Nah, I'm ready. I'm ready for this. I'm ready for this last topic, bro. I've been waiting to talk about this stuff for a little minute. I've been waiting to hear your perspective. So everybody, we moving on to our next topic.
NFL offseason. The National Football League, the tampering period is coming up. And for those who are, at home that doesn't know what the tampering period is, National Football legal tampering is a specific 2-day window before free agency officially starts where teams are allowed to contact and negotiate with the agents of upcoming free agents. It sounds shady because all the word tampering, but it's part of it's the part that actually allowed by the NFL. Think of it as shopping preview before the store opens. Teams can browse, talk prices, and line things up, but they can't check out yet. So it allows team to basically know beforehand because nothing not knowing. If you have your mind set on, oh, we're going to get the Ferrari. And then you're looking at, it's 3 Ferraris, Ferrari S, Ferrari X, Ferrari B. And you have your mind set on Ferrari B. And then just to find out Ferrari B doesn't come out until 2027. So it's like, okay, well, I could have got Ferrari X that comes out in 2 days. So it allows that. During the tampering window, teams can contact agents, like I said, or restricted free agents discuss contract terms and potential deals, agree in principle to a contract. So once it starts, we're good. However, they cannot sign that player yet, have direct contact with the player in some cases, depending on the circumstances, or announce the deal is finalized. Once the new league year begins, the agreements become officially signed. The legal tempering period is actually 48 hours before the new league year. The new league year normally begins mid-March. Monday, the legal tampering period begins. Teams negotiate with the agents. The new league year begins, and that's when the deals get inked. And the reason this is important because legal tampering matters. It shapes almost the entire free agency market before it officially opens. By the time free agency starts, many top players have already had their deals lined up, and teams know which targets they lost or secured. The cap chess match is already in motion. Basically, the real reaction often happens during the tampering window, not after. Now, the funny part of it all is illegal tampering. Even though there's a legal window, real tampering still happens when teams contact players before allowed time. And the NFL catches it. It's usually a punishment of fines, loss of draft pick, or suspensions. But in reality, the league knows a lot of negotiations happen early. The legal window just makes it easy for it to manage. And you want to hear some of the biggest tamperings, Money?
Don't talk about the Dolphins.
So first I list Miami Dolphins and Tom Brady in 2022. Did you know Sean Payton was involved in this too?
Yes, I did. That's why we lost it first.
The NFL found Miami was cheating. Had improper contact with Tom Brady while he was with the New England Patriots and later the Tampa Bay Bucks. And Sean Payton, while he was under contract still with the New Orleans Saints. The investigation showed that the Miami Dolphins tried to recruit Brady to join their team as both a player and an executive, and later discussed bringing in Peyton as the head coach. Their punishment was a loss of a 2023 first-round pick, loss of a 2024 third pick. Owner Stephen Ross was fined $1.5 million. You know how you piss a billionaire off? Tap them pockets. And was also for suspended from team activities. That was one of the harshest tampering period punishments ever, and a lot of people believe it was used as that example and a precedent around NFL. Another prominent one, the Atlanta Falcons got caught talking to Kirk Cousins before the legal tampering window opened. Clues came from Cousins himself during interviews as he casually mentioned speaking to team personnel before he was allowed to, like a goofball. They end up losing a 25 round pick. The team was fined $250K and the GM was fined $50K. Not nearly as brutal as the Miami case, but still embarrassing.
Hey, Jay, here's something, bro. The Atlanta Falcons got him. We ain't get neither one of them, and they took all that stuff away from us. Like, that's some bull crap, bro.
Neither one.
That's some bull crap, bro. We didn't get neither one of them, and they took a first and a third. The Atlanta Falcons got Kirk Cousins. We ain't get a doggone nothing.
Could you imagine? Think of it like you're a 14-year-old kid, right? You never kissed a girl before. You get this girl number. She's like, yo, you come over, I'll give you your first kiss. But you got to sneak out your house to do it. You got to come over here like around 10. So you sneak out your house. You hop on your bike, ride your bike to this girl house. She stay like 2 miles away. So you biking 2 miles in this girl house. You get to the girl house. You knock on the window. No one answer. You knock on the window again. Next thing you know, you see a light come on. It's her older brothers. They beat you up. Somebody steal your bike while you get up. So you're walking home. So not only did you not get the kiss, you walking home without your bike, and you got a lump on the side of your head. And you got to explain to everyone when you get back what happened.
That's the Dolphins.
Thought you was going to get your first kiss. You don't get an ass whooping. That's what you got. You got an ass whooping. The last example is the Kansas City Chiefs got hit with contacting Jeremy Maclin. You remember this in 2016? Too early while he was still with the Philadelphia Eagles. The league determined conversation between Maclin and former Eagles coach and Andy Reid happened before they were allowed. Punishment, they lost a third-round pick, $250,000 fine, and Andy Reid was also fined. That's a huge penalty for tampering. And the real truth about tampering is the funny secret about the NFL, they just don't get caught. That's why during legal tampering window, you'll see tweets like, done deal, player signs 4-year, $92 million contract, and it happens 3 minutes after the window open, meaning those negotiations probably happened a day or weeks earlier. The legal tampering period basically gives teams a controlled environment to do what they need to do, what's already been done. So that's a little brief analysis on what the tampering period is. Let's talk about these moves, Money. What you got?
We got to talk about this one first. Trent McDuffie traded to the Rams from the Chiefs for pick 29. How did you feel about that?
So we're gonna start with all the trades. Do all the trades, then we'll go to all the cuts.
Okay.
First, Trent McDuffie to the Rams. The first thing I want to say is shout out to the Kansas City Chiefs, such a stand-up organization. Once they made the decision that they wanted to move off Trent, they got with him and communicated. Was like, listen, we're thinking about moving on from you. How would you like this to go? Is there any preferred destinations for you? And Trent was like, well, I'm an LA kid. I would always love to go home and play. And so they contacted the Rams, who I had the Rams taking the corner on my bingo card because they needed secondary help. We saw that last year to go from secondary help. And they got good corners. They are good, but they're not great. To go from needing secondary help to getting arguably top 5 outside corner, but the number 1 slot corner in the NFL in Trent McDuffie. For the Rams, I give it an A++. You feel a need with a proven stud. For the Kansas City Chiefs, I give it a B+. The reason why, yes, you get the first round pick, but you got the 29th. You could have negotiated for the I think they got the 9th pick.
No, the 13th. They got 13th.
The 13th, excuse me. They could have negotiated for the 13th pick, but you didn't. So it's like, okay. And I know past history, ironically, they used the 20th pick to move up to draft Trent McDuffie at 21 or something like that. So maybe they are thinking like that. And after doing research, it makes sense. They don't want to pay corners. If you look at the history of the Kansas City Chiefs, they believe they can develop corners, and they believe that they're going to have good corners, and they don't want to pay a corner. And it goes back years, Money. It goes back to Patrick Peters, stud, didn't want to pay him.
Yeah.
Jerry Sneed, stud, didn't pay him. Jalen Watson, they drafted him in the 7th round, turned him into a star. He's going to get paid a lot of money to come start for somebody. Didn't want to pay him. Duffy, he's not as good outside as he is in that slot corner role. Didn't want to pay him. They got the Honey Badger, Tyrann Matthews, on a little cheap deal. But once he was starting to outperform his contract, didn't pay him, let him walk.
Well, he was more of a safety to me, but he was
DB.
Swiss Army knife. Well, we just say they don't like to pay DBs. That's how we leave.
Yeah, they don't like to pay their corners because they believe, and it's a proven history of it. They had some top flight guys come out of there. I don't know if it's from drafting or their
what about Eric Berry?
They believe.
Did they pay
Eric Berry?
Berry?
Another one. I think they pay him the first time, but no. So they believe that they can develop DBs. So with that being said, that's why they let Trent walk. What did you think of this trade?
I got to tell you something that you didn't know before I talk about the trade. You know, Trent and Puka were college teammates.
At Washington?
Yeah, they're college teammates. What was it, Washington? I don't know what college you went to, but I found out they were college teammates because Puka was excited about the trade.
Puka's only been to 2 colleges, BYU and Washington, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I had to be Washington then. But yeah, he was excited about the trade. To me, I give it a C+. And the reason why I give it a C+, you didn't get to hire the number 1 pick, the 2 picks. How you get this? They give you the cheaper pick, bro. Like, hey, it's like this. Hey, man, I asked you for your bike. I want a brand new bike. And you're like, hey, bro, I'll give you the used one. I'm like, bro, I want that brand new bike. You give me the used one with it looked nice, but you know the brakes will catch on me sometimes. I want a brand new one. You're like, look, bro, you getting the used one. And that's what happened with them. They ain't giving them brand new bike. That was
a bad example. A lot of the reports I was reading, they were saying that they had Kansas City giving up a pick as well. So they had potentially Kansas City giving up a first round, not a first round pick, but giving up a pick to get the pick that they end up getting. And so that wasn't the case. They ended up getting a first round pick still. So you got something for a proven stud. But the thing is, no matter who they draft in the draft, when week one starts, are they a better team without Trent McDuffie?
No.
So that's why I couldn't give it an A, because the fact you're not going to be a better team to start, because even if we thought it was a generational corner in this guy, he's going to be a rookie. He's going to have to adjust to the NFL. He's going to have to learn the ins and outs. So he has to.
I have a big.
They got to do something.
Are the Chiefs going to take a corner at number 9 instead of possibly Love, because the corner is a bigger need now?
Yes, corner's a bigger need now. I can definitely see them taking a corner. I think they should go edge rusher, because you couldn't get home with your front four. Excuse me. So if you can't get home with your front four, then you need to beef up the pass rush. So in order to beef up the pass rush, you gotta figure it out, man. So I think they should go edge rusher, because there's rumors circulating that K9 could potentially be in Kansas City. So if they land K9, then there's no need to take Jeremiah Love, even though Jeremiah Love looks like he might be a really good running back. He looked great at the combine. We obviously seen what he did last season. So who would you rather have, K9 or Jeremiah Love? One guy that's proven, one guy who has a lot of potential.
K9, because you don't have to take a running back in the first round. And K9 won Super Bowl MVP, and he proved that he could carry that team on his back.
And you and I both don't believe in taking running backs super high unless their name is Adrian Peterson. So we'll see. We'll see what they end up doing. But yeah, I understand it because you believe in what you got, but man, that's still tough. What's the next trade?
I want to talk about this one, bro. Should we talk about the blockbuster trade first, or should we talk about my division rivals trade?
However you want to go about it.
We're going to talk about my division rivals, and then we're going to talk about the blockbuster, and then we're going to talk about another trade. Garrett Bradbury was traded from the Pats to the Bears for a 5th round pick. They traded their starting center for what? Your offensive line was bad in the Super Bowl, and you trade your starting center? Okay.
Because Will Campbell going to play center next year. He showed us he can't play left tackle. He showed us he can't play left tackle. That's why he's like, you know what? We're gonna go and make this switch. We're gonna move you to center.
Hey Jay, you didn't know how bad he is playing until I brought it up.
Oh man, I didn't, and then I actually started watching, and then hearing people talk about it. Yeah, it was bad. I'm telling you, the Migos. Every time I watch them now, woof, woof, woof. I'm like, damn, this is boy out there getting remixed.
I would say that was a bad move from the Patriots.
The Bears. The Bears are serious, man. They're trying to really push it, especially with their center retiring. That's why they made this move. They're starting with center retired.
Hey, what would you give it? I would give the Bears. I would give them an A. You got a starting center for a 5th round pick.
Yeah, I mean, I give it a B. I don't think he's a top 10 center, but he's definitely a good center. So you're replacing a need immediately, and like you said, you didn't feel it with an expensive pick. So not a bad move. I give it a C for New England. You moved off your center for what?
Yes.
I mean, you finna spend some money and get Linderbaum? You must be confident you're going to bring in Linderbaum. Could you imagine they land Linderbaum? I don't think Baltimore lets him walk, but that's the only person that I would be like, okay, understand it.
We're going to talk about Baltimore. I don't know if they had the money. You just went, you made some moves. We'll talk about their move in a little bit, but you made some moves. Do they still have enough money to sign Linderbaum? That's the question.
They do have these things called franchise tags.
That's
true. They already used theirs yet? I don't think they used theirs yet. So.
Okay, since we're talking about my division rivals, and this is near and dear to your heart, DJ Moore from the Bears to the Bills for a 2nd round pick. How did you feel about that?
They finally have a number 1 receiver since Stephon Diggs. DJ Moore has not been good the past 2 seasons, partly because I think him and Caleb just couldn't get on the same page. And it's funny because if you looked at his year with Justin Fields, and we all agree Caleb Williams is a better quarterback than Justin Fields, he had 1,300 yards. He was extremely productive. So my thing is DJ Moore going to be Diggs now? Because we saw how productive Diggs was with Josh Allen. Or is it still going to be we're just going to move the ball around to different people? Or are you going to treat him like a number one? He's a low-end number one receiver. He's not the best of the best when it comes to number one receivers, but he is the number one receiver. And I think that's something that teams lack for a long time. No matter what you think of 5'10", Shakur, he's not a number one receiver. Keon Coleman, we really wanted him to be that. And based off of week one, I thought he was going to be that. And he showed us he's not that. He's on the board. He may get cut still or get dealt. We'll see. But, yeah, I think that's a good move for the Bills.
What would you grade it for both teams?
I give it an A- for the Bears and a B+ for the Bills. The reason why I give it a B+ for the Bills is, like I said, DJ Moore hasn't played good these past 2 years. Maybe he's on the downside of his career. We got to look at all options right now. So if he's on the downside of his career and you just traded for him, then you just got fleeced. And the reason why I give it an A- for the Bears is they believe in the guys they got going forward. Going forward, some people may say, who's your new number one receiver? Romeo? Roma Dunze. I can't think of his name. Yeah. Roma Dunze? No. It's going to be Colston Loveland. Colston Loveland is going to be their number one guy. I'm willing to book that. He's going to be their top receiver next year. And so now you open up the balls, the targets. So now Roma Dunze is going to get the opportunities he wants. Luther Burden is going to get the opportunities he wants because he looked good last year for a rookie and limited opportunities. And now Colton Loveland, he took off towards the end of last year. We saw what he was doing in the playoffs. So, yeah, so that's going to be the big three for them.
You want me to say this? They did that for salary cap reasons. And I'll say I get the Bears an A. You traded down a receiver that wasn't that great for a second-round pick. I think the Bills could have got him for a third and a fourth or something.
Yeah. And out of number one receivers, contract-wise, he's on a great contract. He's making like $24 a year, $25 a year.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as paying, when there's receivers out here making $38 million a year, that's a great contract.
Yeah, here's the thing, right? I think the Bears looked at it like this. They were like, we want to build our receiving core through the draft. Because look at it, Luther Burden, Rome, you got Loveland, all drafted them. So that's how I think they're trying to build it, is through the draft. You got a second? That's great.
Yeah.
For them.
And DJ Moore is not their guy. Roma Dunze, he's young. He was taken in the first round. That's kind of the cards you were dealt. DJ Moore, on the other hand, he's 27, I believe. He's
about 29, 27, 28, somewhere around there.
He's 27.
Oh,
he's not their guy. Yes, he's not their guy. So, as a new coach, as a team, someone not your guy, you're making decisions like that. That was the right decision to make. I would have preferred A.J. Brown to Buffalo, but from what I'm hearing, they might not move off him, which I think would be foolish to not move off A.J. Brown. But here we are.
I would have been traded A.J. Brown. The team would have offered me a second or a first. I'd get rid of him. The chemistry on that team isn't that great. Like the times he complained and they forced him the ball, they lost. They only won one game.
What's the word? The production isn't matching the
attitude.
The attitude, yeah.
They talk about A.J. Brown may go to the Patriots. That's what's been one of the rumors.
That'll be a number one for them. Drake May is a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts, so.
And you know why, right? Guess who A.J. Brown?
Not McVay, their head coach.
Yeah.
The old relationship. Yeah, supposedly he didn't want to trade A.J. Brown back then. Yeah, Vrabel. He didn't want to trade A.J. Brown back then, supposedly.
So I think that's the reason why it's Vrabel is there. And depending on what they have to get, I would give up my first. The 32nd pick, you basically got a glorified second round pick, bro. Yes, I would give it up for him.
It's not a bad one, yeah. What about the next trade?
The blockbuster trade. Mason Crosby got traded from the Raiders.
Who?
Crosby, bro. Got traded from the Raiders.
Crosby?
Max Crosby. Yeah, I said the wrong name. Max Crosby. I don't know why I said the name, bro.
I was like, who the hell is Mason?
bro. Yes, bro. Yes, bro. He got traded. That's what it is, bro. Breaking news, bro.
Max
All right.
Crosby finally got what he wanted. He wanted to be moved, and he was. His move to Baltimore for 2 first-round picks. Money. What do you give this trade for the Baltimore Ravens?
Well, I got to say one thing about the Ravens. This is their first time in 31 years they traded a first-round pick for a player. To me, with him being 29, bro, I would not giving up all that, bro. I think they gave up too.
His power.
I gave up too. I think they gave up too much. The most I'd have gave was what Dallas gave up a first and second. I think they gave up too much. For the Raiders, I get them an A+. And for the Ravens, I get them a B-. What about you?
I mean, man, for the Ravens, I give them an A. That shows me you're really trying to go get it. You're tired of being an underwhelming team these past couple of years. And the one year that you probably should have won it all was a very unfortunate year because your players had too much rest from winning, which is ironic. So I think they want to go get it. Lamar has to play well. He can't miss games. And bringing in a guy like Max Crosby to a team that's known for defense, he's going to fit that dog mentality. They have a banner in Baltimore called Play Like a Raven. I think he can play like a Raven for sure.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to give up that. I'm calling out Cleveland. I'm calling out. Yes. If I'm going to get that crap up
for Myles Garrett,
bro, I would have gave up the 3 for him. I would have gave up the 3 for him.
They're also rivals, bro. It's hard to trade with division rivals. Jalen Waddle at receiver is not what Myles Garrett at edge rusher, and they didn't want to do business with Buffalo. And you mean tell me you think I'm going to give you somebody to wreak havoc on my team?
Hey, ain't we play
twice a year?
Yeah.
No.
Hey, I ought to call them up and say what y'all want.
That's like the Raiders calling the Chiefs and be like, so what y'all want for Patrick Mahomes?
15 first.
His number 15, we need 15 first. Go ahead and pass them over.
Hey, Jay, I ought to trade him. I'll sign the paperwork, everything, bro.
That's crazy.
15
That's why we have
first?
the Steffi rule in the NBA because of an owner just trading away picks like that.
Hey, Jay, you'd have been like, man, you traded Patrick Mahomes. I got a smile on my face. I'm good for the next 15 years.
I got 15 picks. One of them going to be a good quarterback. He might not be Mahomes, but he going to be good eventually.
Hey, Jay, we're tanking. With the next year's the quarterback here. We tanking, bro.
Oh, man. That kid's going to be in a tough spot. He's the replacement. I know we're getting off track, y'all. Sorry. But that kid coming in to replace Patrick Mahomes, you better truly believe in him. I would not want to be the guy that replaces Patrick Mahomes, especially when he's still in his prime.
Yeah.
But let's talk about these cuts.
Jonnu Smith got cut, bro. That's crazy to think about because Miami didn't want to pay him. They traded him to the Steelers just for them to cut him the next season.
He didn't perform well. He didn't get the opportunities that he thought he was going to get there, and he didn't perform well. Simple as that. Darnell Washington ended up having a big year before he got hurt for him. So he really took a lot of those opportunities for what we thought was going to go to Jonnu when Pat went down.
And Frymouth.
That's what I'm saying. Frymouth went down.
Yeah. He had a better season than Jonnu too. Like we didn't understand the trade because they already had 15 tight ends.
Agreed.
And
they have a fullback. They're one of the few teams that actually keep a fullback on their team, and fullbacks can line up at tight end.
Yeah.
So he was just buried in the depth chart and didn't get the opportunity. So wasn't surprised by that one.
Okay. The Commanders cut their center, Tyler Biadasz.
Yeah. I don't know why you cut a center when you have offensive line troubles, but they don't want to pay people or they don't want to take the tax hit, but you have to have a plan. What is your plan, Washington? You already got to try to fix his defense.
What you learn from this, because Chargers later signed him for a 3-year, $30 million contract. Remember we were talking about what you learned about the cut period and stuff?
Oh, yeah. Apparently, if a player is waived by an NFL team, they're eligible to sign right away. I did not know that. Money taught me that. He wanted me to embarrass myself in front of all you guys. So, yes, I didn't know that. Money taught me something. So there it is.
Yeah.
Tyler Biadasz signed with the Chargers. But I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense to me. You cut the guy. I guess you didn't want to take the cap hit. Now you don't have a center, and you also don't have a defense, and you also have a quarterback made of glass, but you're taking the protection away from the quarterback made of glass. So he's going to be better. So we'll see. What's the next one?
What do you think about your boy Kyler getting cut, bro?
It was bound to happen, man. The production wasn't matching the tolerance. That's the same. When your production no longer matches the tolerance, it's done. And his production wasn't matching his tolerance. Once they've tried to put that clause in his contract, has infamously been called the Call of Duty clause in his contract. It went downhill from there. The relationship started to sour. Everything went downhill, and it led to him being cut. If Kyler was smart, he would go be a starter somewhere. He'll go somewhere that he has the opportunity to play, and with a good team.
I've been here in Minnesota.
Just terrible. Minnesota, you can beat out JJ McCarthy. Or bonus, go to the Rams and sit behind Stafford for a year. Stafford only got one more year in him. He barely made this season. He won the MVP. What else does he have to prove?
Let me ask you this: who's all in the Cardinals division?
The Cardinals is the Rams, the Cardinals.
Oh yeah, I'll go to the Rams, Jay. I'll go to the Rams. You get to stick it to them twice a year.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's why I go. I call up the Rams. I'll take a vet minimum for a few years, and I get to stick it to them.
So I mean, yeah. So
the
Colts. Daniel Jones is coming back, so that could potentially be an issue. But the Colts, you could start right away. But I think Daniel Jones would take that job once he got back because they really like him there.
The Jets?
No, you can't go to the Jets. The Jets are not a serious organization. And if Kyler is serious about his career, he should go play baseball before he plays for the Jets.
He probably should go play baseball now. You get paid, Mo.
He still is owned by the I think it's the Las Vegas A's now. I'm sorry, I'm not a baseball guy.
But
I know they relocated. I'm not sure where they relocated to, but the A's still own him. So contractually, that sounds crazy. Yeah. Contractually, the A's still own Kyler Murray.
They own his rights. It's the best way
thank
to
you.
say it.
They own his rights. There we go.
And then the big one, Cardi B ex-boyfriend, Stephon Diggs.
Diggs cut by the Patriots. It was actually kind of shocking for me. I wasn't expecting him to get waived, especially how they've been so vocal of how he's been a leader in the locker room and how he stepped up, but he didn't play that well in the playoffs when it mattered most. You know
what you're saying, Jay? Production doesn't match tolerance.
He was a stand-up citizen for them. He wasn't,
bro. He gets sued by a chef for beating up and choking out.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I think he got cut for. I think because of his more recent legal issues that's going on and stuff like that. I think that's what led to him ultimately being released. But outside that, though, they've always said he's been a great leader. He's been this and a third. It's been a positive impact in the team. So I think he got cut mainly because of what's going on off the field. It's not looking good.
I agree. I totally agree.
All right. Kirk Cousins got cut. He got the X money. What do you think?
We knew it was going to happen. They drafted a quarterback in the first round.
And they paying him a boatload of money.
Yeah.
Then you got Taylor Decker. He asked for his release, apparently, because contract negotiations were stalled. And he didn't like that. He felt like he was being undermined and underpaid. So he asked for his release. And the Lions respected that and released him.
Really? They actually released him? Because I just seen he asked. You know what that means?
The plan is for them to release them. So
that means Sewell got to play left tackle. That might be a tough transition for him because he ain't played left tackle in years.
I mean, I think he's one of the best tackles in the league. He'll be fine. Geno Smith has been cut. He's officially done in the Las Vegas uniform. What do you think of that one?
Yeah, I seen him yesterday at my local Hungry Howie's working drive.
Okay, anyways, moving along. Moving along. One of the worst running backs in the league because he always deals with injuries. Joe Mixon was released by the Texans.
Well, I'll say with the Geno, we've seen it happening. You can't be throwing the most interceptions in the league and expect to still have a job.
That's the thing that sucks because Geno had a bad year. I'm not going to defend it. He had a bad year, but it wasn't all on Geno. Your star tight end was out for a lot of games. Your offensive line was the worst offensive line in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a point in the season where, what's his name? I can't think of his name. Ashton Genty had more yards after contact than he had from scrimmage, and that's because he was getting hit 3 yards deep in the backfield.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah. We just say I don't think Geno has fallen off that bad, to be honest.
Yeah, I think somebody may give him a chance. I don't.
Yeah.
That was just a bad spot for him, man.
And they're going to draft a young quarterback high. So
I think you should have kept him so he could be a mentor to him for sure.
Yeah, you know what's funny? They said that they're looking for a veteran quarterback to mentor him.
Yeah, which I still think is a bad pick.
Jay, it don't make,
but you have so many holes on your team. A quarterback ain't finna fix it.
Jay, it don't make sense. You're looking for a veteran quarterback after cutting a veteran quarterback. Yeah, it don't make any sense.
I guess because they're trying to just get rid of any stain of Pete Carroll. So yeah. And then one of your favorite running backs, Aaron Jones, was also cut money.
I'll say Joe Mixon. We expected it to happen.
He's not that good. He was never that good.
You don't think that he was that good at Aaron Jones? He's gotten older. I'm gonna tell you this before we go. I'll tell you this. There's been a rumor that a top running back, young running back, potentially might get traded. You know who that running back is?
A top young running back that might get traded, but John Robinson?
He's in Miami.
Oh, H-N? So where is it?
It didn't say where. It just said it's potential he might get traded.
Could you imagine your boy go to the Chargers? Like, listen, I know we got Hampton, but send his ass to Miami and bring your H-N.
We'll take it, shoot.
I like Hampton. I think it's a good bet.
Hey, we'll take the trade. But here's the thing, right, Jay? And remember the main things we always talked about, H.N. being a smaller back. A lot, like there's been outliers, but a lot of them get injured. We're like, can he stay, healthy throughout his whole career? And
he had a healthy year. We gotta give him his credit. He had a healthy year last season, but we saw early on in his career where he wasn't healthy. So
yeah, and he's explosive. And remember, they drafted 2 running backs back-to-back years.
Yes.
I'm gonna say this. I know we're not talking much about the Dolphins. If I had to make predictions, I'm gonna say this: Minka's getting traded. H-N is going to get traded, and Waddle's going to get traded, and I think they're going to tear the whole thing down. Really? That's what I think they're going to really do. I think Aaron Brewer and Brooks might stay potentially, but I think eventually they're going to get traded too, because it's like, what's Green Bay, MO built through the draft. I think this GM and coach want to build their whole team through the draft. They want to get rid of everything that they think was wrong with Miami. And I think that's potentially what they might do.
And in closing, do you think Tua gets waived?
Bro, Tua's not going to be on the
what
team.
You think is best, do you think he actually gets waived?
I think he does, because who's going to trade for him? And then I heard somebody bring something up. They said a lot of teams don't want a backup quarterback that's left-handed because they say the ball spins different. They're like, and then you got to like realign your whole offensive line. They're like, unless you're like Atlanta and have a left-handed quarterback.
Tua to Atlanta, maybe?
Potentially.
If Miami do cut him, it's in Miami's best interest that someone picks him up so they can pick up some of that contract.
Who's going to pick up that contract, bro?
Well, obviously they're not going to foot the whole bill, but let's break it into smaller chunks. If it's $50 million and Miami cuts him and he signs with the Falcons and they give him $5 million, then that means the Dolphins only got to pay $45 million.
That's true. But you're saying they're gonna June 1st waive him, and they're going to do it in 2 years instead of 1. I would just take it. I would just take the hit right away.
Yeah, because they still gonna try to maneuver their cap, which I get that, but man, I would say just take your medicine, eat it for a year, be in salary cap hell, And then next year, after you get your quarterback, because you're going to have a top 3 pick from being terrible, build up. Spend some money in the free agency.
Yeah, they cut the fullback and kicker already.
Yeah, see, they already making moves to be a bad team. They cut Bradley Chubb. Carolina's the favorite spot to land him. Tyreek Hill. So we'll see, man.
Yeah, but we would like to thank everybody for coming and joining us, man. We really appreciate everybody. Anything else you got to talk about regarding NFL?
No, that's it for me, man. But like Money said, thank you so much for listening to us. This one went a little long than we normally like to go, but still was nice. It was some good productive stuff said. Talked about the NFL, obviously. If you're new here, please like, share, subscribe. Leave a comment on any topic you want us guys to talk about. Like we do, we talk about anything. And Money said in the very beginning, we got some things planned up that we're really excited about. We don't want to say too much because I personally don't like putting something out there and then it don't happen, and I get really discouraged. So instead of us, speaking too soon, just know we're really trying to work things out and keep this entertaining for you all, and so you enjoy as much as we enjoy it.
Yes, we appreciate all you all, and take it easy. I'm F Money, or Money for short.
I'm Jay Still Too Wavy, aka Jace HD. Until the next one, peace.
Take it easy. Good.